let that pull out. I have to drop the volume down because then I'll get back feed. But we'll let this thing happen here for a second before we get into the meat and potatoes of the discussion. All right, dude, we are actually live on YouTube. Wow, it went pretty quick. All
Yeah.
right, we are long awaited back for another episode of the Barebow Project. I so this podcast, like we text back and forth, and doing a podcast with Mr. Robby Weisinger has been on my agenda for months. But you know, Robbie's been busy. We'll get into that. I've been busy. We're not going to get into that because that's irrelevant. But what we will say is that your recent archery accomplishment is kind of the perfect catalyst for recording a podcast. Mr. Robbie has just won the 2026 Field National Championship, hosted, um, where was this one at? I missed the actual
Yank-
location.
Yankton, South Dakota.
It was at Yankton.
Mhm.
This is for USA Archery, not NFAA,
Correct.
and has long awaited put himself at the top of a podium. I say long awaited of a national podium. And I only say long awaited because Robbie's been through a hell of a journey the last 2 years as a individual. And we're going to kind of talk about some of that journey today and what brought this life full circle for him because he's had some major changes in his life. Really, really good ones, might I add. And but it hasn't always been easy. And I think one of the things that Robbie is kind of like the unwanted little brother that I never wanted, but just kidding, man. I love you. You're one of my favorite people in the world. Um, but he's been through some stuff, and to be a young archer coming out of college, deciding to take on Barebow, trying to navigate being a young person coming into the workforce, blah blah blah, and then now to finally reach a moment where you have some personal life security and mental clarity and what that effect has as you as a competitor. So let's go back. Let's go back a little bit, Robbie,
All right. How
and
about
talk about
you?
that decision coming to Barebow and like those first few years of competing and juggling life and career and just things, and talk about where that has that where that how that affected you in some ways. Just juggling all that stuff.
So when Barebow all started, like right around COVID, at the tail end of COVID, I graduated college with an elementary education and special education degree in 2020, right in the middle of COVID. I was shooting
Tough.
Olympic recurve at the time. I didn't go to my senior season nationals because there wasn't one because it was canceled, and I was still just shooting my Olympic bow, having no idea when tournaments would come back, if they'd come back, what the condition of the world would be. So I shot that for a good chunk of the summer, and then, as I traditionally do, starting around July, I pick up the hunting bow and I don't usually put it down. So I did that all fall. I think I went out west to go hunt in Arizona that year. I think I had a successful year. Um, don't remember off the top of my head. But indoor season came around. Bruce Cole had opened up the Rushmore Rumble. I think that was the first year of it. It was 2021. And I was like, let's go shoot a tournament. This would be fun. And I picked up my Olympic bow and I think I shot for like 5 arrows. And I'm like, this is stupid. I don't like this. So, knowing people like Demmer, Marcus Cooley, Spanky, I messaged them. I was like, well, how do I do this thing? How do I shoot without a sight? And they
Hmm.
gave me the lowdown and we started shooting and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. I think I was top 10 at indoor nationals that year. Never really shooting it before. Um, I went to Target Nationals, and then you beat me in a one arrow shoot off. Um, and then I went and won Field Nationals. that year. So that was like my first little taste of success was field nationals in 2021. And then it just snowballed. Then we just kept rolling through, and I think I did really well that next year. Went to Lancaster. I got beat in the round of 16 right before the stage by like Dwayne Martin by a very small margin.
Yeah.
But I just kept rolling through and just
Hmm.
going to
Hmm.
tournaments. Um, then I started to get a little better at it, a little more competitive, um, at a higher level. 2023 is when I guess 2022 I made World 3D and field team.
Hmm.
I went there, learned a lot about myself and about competition and growth and all that. And I made some changes to my shooting and at the beginning of 2023, and then it really kicked off. I qualified first or won every single event that I shot in
Yeah.
2023. Um,
All the while trying to focus on what kind of a career to pursue the
right.
degree,
It's,
pursue something else, additional income. We're juggling, and I think one of the it's not unspoken, like we talk about it, but like the understanding of like the cost to you for traveling for these major events,
it's
the team events.
mhm.
That's stress in and of itself.
So when I made both teams, I was at the very end of my educational career. So I had taught for those couple of years coming out of college, realized that wasn't for me, started looking for other ways that I could earn a living. Somehow landed on insurance. Um, so I started doing that more. That gave me a lot more free time and a lot less money. So somehow less money than teaching.
Mm, amazing.
So then it was a juggle there because I had the time to compete and just not quite the funds and the money to
Hmm.
do so. So did that for a couple years, and once I was caught kind of between a rock and a hard place, like I was I was growing up, trying to be an adult, do adult things, buy houses, all that jazz. Like I had to figure out something else. And with myself and my faith, it was very important to me to do something that was of serving
Hmm.
people, serving my community. I felt like that's what I was called to do. A lot of doors opened, and I started the path towards firefighting, firefighting and EMS. So it was spring of 24 that I started EMT school. The summer of 24, I started EMT school, went and got certified, and I all the jobs that I applied for, one of the departments called me a day after I submitted my certification saying, "Do you want a job?" And I said, "Absolutely, I do." So that kicked off um, my career there. I started as just an EMT, very green. I've never seen EMS in my life, never seen any fire stuff in my life. And I was basically just like imagine just dragging a toddler around to all the medical scenes and fire scenes. That was what I was. Um, the winter of 2025, they sent me to paramedic school. And anybody that knows that takes a lot of time. And on top of it being paramedic school, which is traditionally like a year and a half, it was an accelerated paramedic course.
Mm.
It was 7 months from the time I started to the time I took my national test. So that again consumed a lot of my time and my life. And as
Yeah,
soon
so
as
you took a little bit of a competitive sabbatical.
I had to,
Yeah.
I had to, because and at the end of the day, I love competing, but it's just a sport, and
Hmm.
there are things that
Hmm.
are far more important to me than shooting a bow.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and as I was getting older, my mindset was starting to shift to how am I going to raise a family? Because that's one of the most important things in my life
Yeah,
is a focus on a family and how am I going to provide and do well and do what I'm supposed to do what God has put me on this planet to do.
sure.
Um, so I competed in a couple things here and there if they were on the weekends. So like I wasn't able to go to things like Lancaster or Vegas.
All right.
but I like snuck out to indoor nationals in Minnesota. I shot the afternoon line on the Saturday, and then I was able to shoot the morning line on Sunday and come home, and then still go to school the next day. Or like I remember Best of the Best in Bailey, Colorado. I flew out Friday night. Yaka picked me up. We drove to the middle of the night to this place, crashed for a couple hours, and woke up and competed for 2 days.
That Aaron Snyder's tournament,
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
At best the best, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
So I went
just
to
has
go,
been
yeah,
something that's yeah. That's a pretty neat
it's a
like a
it's a bow hunter.
special event kind of not invite, special invite. I guess they kind of let anybody do it if they think they can, but it's pretty intense.
Yeah, it's a challenging course, not as
Mm.
challenging as what we just shot, but yeah,
I'm sure.
it's a challenging course. It's fun. Bow hunter 3D setup.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I was able to do some of those events, just not really compete at the level that I wanted. And I still shot. Um, my friend Zach was still actively competing and doing very well. Um, so I was kind of just his training partner, punching,
Hmm.
however you want to look at it.
Punching back.
Right. Yeah. Sparring partner.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep him sharp. Um, but yeah, once I got out of Fire Academy this previous fall, um, time opened up quite a bit more, and there was time and money. So I was able to go do more of the things that I like to do, like
My bad. That's all right. It's still live. We're good.
yeah, go to Lancaster, go to field nationals, all that stuff. I still have to be selective with my stuff, um,
Sure. Right.
but it's easier now. It's
Yeah,
easy.
so you went through the whole process of being a young college kid, graduating, career, already having a significant talent in a we'll call it a hobby for lack of a better word, because
That's what
there's
it.
money to be made, but not really a lot, nothing to sustain a career. Um, and I think you just switched gears a little bit through multiple conversations with friends that, were like, I'm gonna try this. When you learn my Grayson's probably the better example. Grayson, worked in as a dispatcher for so many years and then hit the 20-year mark or whatever it was, or 17 years. I don't know what his mark was able to switch to go do something different and make more money, do something more fun with a better schedule.
Mhm.
And as a paid fireman. And I know like we hung out so much, like with that conversation was always there in some way, shape, or form. Um, but like I think what's cool is like the you 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 didn't hesitate. Like you dove all in right away. As soon as you're like a little bit of research and you're like, well, I could do this.
Mhm.
And your mentality, your faith and your mentality of wanting to be serving in the community, the people around you, anybody, obviously, for that matter, like it was just an automatic fit. And, now here you are you still considered probationary at this point or no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you're a fireman, you're a paramedic. Your schedule is definitely more with exception of depending on what shifts you're working, is definitely more oriented toward doing the things you enjoy in life. Hunting, family, eventual growing a family, which that happened as well.
It,
So you've gotten, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I'm married now. I got married like a month and a half ago
Yeah.
to love of my life. We were dating for a little while, a little under a year before we got engaged, and we just moved her from Arizona. Like we got in
Yeah, you texted me, said that.
Tuesday night.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
what an amazing family too that
Yeah.
you I mean obviously I don't know everyone in the family. I know your mother-in-law, guess so strange to say. I know
Yeah.
your mother-in-law very, very well and have a tremendous amount of respect for her. I've don't know if I've ever met any of her children, but or whatever. But I think you guys, it's such a great fit, and that brings us to hey, you're back competing again. Your schedule's, a little demanding, but still navigable. And here we are, probably your first national outside of indoor nationals, but like you're post all of that stuff, like career change done, medic done, firefighter complete, engaged, married done, house done. Well, maybe there's some
Yep.
other things coming down
Oh,
the road, but you're gonna, and a boom, USA field nationals, boom, number one on the podium. Now, let's talk about that tournament. How did you prepare for that tournament outside of some certain details you're not allowed to say?
great.
Um, and what's the change in Robbie Weisinger mentality now as an accomplished adult versus Robbie as flying by the seat of my pants, 24-year-old-ish,
I think that's when I started shooting barebow.
23, 24.
23.
Let's talk about, and then let's end with, let's talk about like how the tournament went, some of the things you learned, because we always learn stuff like that.
So just we'll start off with the how did I train? I mean, I just shot with pretty much every waking moment that I wasn't working on my house, seeing my wife, doing wedding prep, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean, field is very complicated, but setup for it, in my opinion, is fairly simple. You tune for 30 meters, you get your crawls, and then you get your judging system and you just go out and practice. You do the things that are uncomfortable, the things that are not conducive to high scores, and you go just learn yourself, learn your equipment. So that's basically what I did. Every waking moment that I could, I'd go out to our local lake. There's like a reservoir. There's huge washes up the side. So I'd throw a bail all the way at the top and a bail all the way at the bottom, and I'd shoot up, go get my arrows, shoot down, go get my arrows, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, learning what to do in steep angles, side hills, what have you, bad footing.
Hmm.
That's how I prepared for that. It took me a little while to find a tune that I was like happy with. I was getting some contacts that I thought were good, and then it grouped
It's
like
amazing
crap.
how that happens. Not to cut you off, but what equipment are you shooting?
So I'm shooting an original Exceed with the axial limbs. Um,
Is it your black one?
it's my black one. It's the
Yeah,
same one
it's like your favorite bow ever.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Designed by the greatest himself. Ramrods, hex weight,
Hmm.
a few other ramrods, weights in the pockets and on
Hmm.
the limb fittings. Fairweather tab, Jaeger grip, the one that Yaka and I designed. AAE plunger, AAE rest, and then Carbon Express Nano Pro Extremes in a 600 spine, 100 grain point,
Poundage,
41.
reasonable.
Yeah, I wanted to go a little higher, but I'm very timid to cut stuff. I have a limited supply of arrows at the moment, so it's making sure that I don't just put myself in a hole that
Yeah, yeah.
I can't get out of. So once I found something that worked, that grouped well, I just left it. I'm sure I'll do more tinkering and as the future kind of rolls around, but for now it's just fine. And it did just fine at nationals. Um, Trying to think what else. That should be it for equipment.
Equipment wise, yeah. So the one thing that we talked about was like mental approach to you as a competitor now versus,
Yeah,
in 2020. Like what has your mind been, is your mind more quiet now than it was then?
it is.
And
It's much more quiet.
how
Um,
do you how have you done that outside of the obvious life changes?
um, well, I think what really helped the most is like this is just a hobby. This doesn't matter. Like I still have to go to work on my next shift day. I have a beautiful, loving wife to come home to. I have other things to focus on outside of this sport. Um,
Hmm.
I think that's a big part of it. Another part of it is the job that I'm in, right? Because like on a dime, I have to wake up and go solve somebody else's problem,
Yeah.
possibly life-threatening problem.
Yeah.
It's very high stress. It's very demanding, high cortisol. Any negative connotation you could attach to it, like it's there. So it seems silly to get nervous over shooting a bow, something that I
Mm.
enjoy doing.
Yeah,
When
crazy, isn't it?
instead of when I'm driving to a medical something or other in an ambulance, thinking like I don't like judging by the notes, I don't know how I'm gonna fix this. I We'll see what happens when we get there, but like this doesn't sound good. So being able to go from that to doing something I really enjoy, it's like nerves really they're not there
Yeah.
near as much. I hope that holds up for other stuff as well. Um, but I mean, nerves still definitely show up. It's just like
Sure.
not nearly as important.
Yeah. You know,
So,
and it doesn't take someone to be in that position as in emergency services or police or whatever to recognize that. I think it's just for some reason we you get put into that situation and you realize like, oh, this really is not that big of a deal. And sometimes like that's one of the biggest downfalls of would-be competitors is they make it such a big deal.
mhm.
And it doesn't have to be because it doesn't. And I think I know John has said this before, like who you are as an archer does not define who you are as a person in any way, shape, or form. But it's cool to hear, because you're very young yet, despite what your wife says.
Yeah, my wife tells me
And yeah, um, but so like you still have, like you've matured years ahead of the person that you were, back in 5 years ago. And that's only going to reap benefits depending on the time allotted, depending on what happens with family and stuff like that. You know, so you have some good years ahead of you, but that can change in a dime too, depending on, I don't know what your plans are, but I can only assume that there's family will grow at some point in time. So, you know, all that stuff. And it's just cool. It's one of like your story as a human being is probably one of my favorite things that I've had the fringe benefit of watching grow as your friend, a fellow competitor, um, you know, just general banter for so many years. And I just think it's cool to see you step out of that situation with all the career changes and all that stuff, and boom, you've made it to the top of a very prestigious podium. So with that being said, what does that look like now moving forward? What are you definitely all in on whatever on international competition? Is that going to happen?
I believe so. Pending pending just what funding looks like.
Funding work, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like the single string club is generous enough to help donate some money. I should have some contingencies from this event as well. So to help ease the cost and
Yeah.
we'll see if
And
any
is our dates and locations set for that yet?
yeah, it's in Yankton. It'll be on that same course. Um, and then it's I think September 22nd to the 27th for us for field, and 3D is immediately after.
Nice.
Yep.
That's exciting. And just in regards to the team, so are we taking what, top two, right? Is
Top
there an
three.
alternate?
Top
What's
three.
that? Top
Top three.
three?
So it's myself, Davis, and Garcia.
Good group of guys right there. Actually,
Guys.
excellent group of individuals right there.
Yes.
So you guys are top three. Usually there's an alternate for one or the other.
Yep. So the Alex De Vera is our alternate.
Another good guy. Yeah, outstanding. That's a pretty stout team, to be honest with you. You guys can do some serious damage.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
exciting.
very excited. Yeah, Ryan and I shot the second and third highest score shot on that course. The only person that beat it was David Jackson in 22.
Wow.
And
So in regards to that score, what did you shoot?
686 and he was 685.
If you had to grade how you shot, would you on an A to A, B, C, D, E, F scale, what would you grade it? Because I'm willing to bet that you probably had some room for improvement, but
I'd
you
say like a
always, yeah,
B to a B minus.
B to a B minus. Some easy stuff out there that you could have
Yeah,
fixed.
and like I talked to Demmer about this a little bit. It's like I shot really well on the hard targets.
Mm,
Like I shot something stupid on a 15-yard, 40 centimeter face. I think I shot like 5.54, which you're shooting at a Vegas face.
right, right.
And I shot the equivalent of a 9.98 at 3 meters closer on pretty much flat ground. It was a little uphill, but like
Just got
stupid.
a little bit lax on that one target.
Absolutely, absolutely moronic that I would do that. And then I walked to the next target, which is a 40-meter, 60 centimeter face, which is one of
Mm,
the hardest targets on the course. And it was
hmm
downhill. And I just look at it. I'm like, I'm going to cut it for 3 meters, shot it for 37, 6, 6, 5, just out of the six. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So, like, you can't guarantee that that type of event, even with good, strong, controlled shots, is going to happen. So I got
hmm
lucky on harder targets and I got punished on easier targets. So it kind of evens out, but I would
Right.
say like execution wise, I was probably, like 80%, 85%. Because I definitely wasn't very sharp at some moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
out. That's the struggle with all competition. Indoor is can be even harder sometimes, not because of the conditions, but because there is no conditions.
right. It should be
It
easy.
it should be easy, and you can get so lax so quick. 50 meters is probably one of the like that one kind of keeps you honed in. You're shooting six arrows, you got wind to deal with, you got sun and sweat, and so there's things that you have to think about, to
They're
keep
just
you
long.
engaged.
All
What's
the out,
that?
all the outdoor rounds are long.
Yeah.
You're on the
Yeah.
course for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Right. So like for field, you've got to deal with a wide range of stuff. You've got
Right.
elements. You've got hydrating yourself, feeding
Mm,
yourself.
mm,
You've got terrain to navigate, getting to
right.
a place. You have to get proper footing, have
Yeah.
proper form. And then on top of that, when you step up to the stake, you have to be sharp on your execution.
Yeah. Hey, did
So
you carry a bucket?
of course I did. Of course I did. It was supposed to rain every day. So I
I need
got
a picture. I
light,
need a picture.
light, waterproof, and cheap.
I'm gonna make you need to get you had did you take a picture of you like sitting on the bucket?
I didn't.
Uh,
I never had my
oh.
phone because phones,
Yeah, yeah.
they made them they let them be allowed just for pictures, but
Yeah,
I
so you just didn't
like
take
I don't
care of
like
it.
I don't like flirting with that line.
Yeah, sure.
I
Yeah.
just love
No, I was hoping I was gonna make that the thumbnail of the episode because
right.
you
Yeah,
sitting on a bucket.
right. It was nice. I mean, there were a few backups where you just had to sit and wait. So I
Yeah.
I'll take it to Worlds too.
So funny.
I'll take it to
So
Worlds.
funny. The what's you're a one of one, man. With that, you're one of one. With the bucket. You should market that stuff. Just go buy some Home Depot buckets and slap some stickers on it.
Yeah, there's I think a few ramrods, gas bowstrings,
Nice.
stickers on it
Uh,
right now. I think there's a Lancaster sticker on it.
I'm gonna send you a Barebow project sticker. You better put it right on the top.
Yeah, right where I'm sitting.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly right. So
Yeah,
what's next then for Robbie Weisinger besides World Field at some point in time?
I
Uh,
think I'll go to outdoor nationals. I like shooting 50 meter, and now I have a really pretty mixed team partner. So
who's that?
wife.
Oh, you said, I'm sorry. You said a really pretty. I thought you were pretty. I I
Oh,
did
really?
not I did not hear that correctly.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're gonna do mixed teams. All right. And she's shooting bare bow as well.
Mhm.
Outstanding.
She shot at the classic. I think she placed 12th. So she had we shot indoor nationals in Arizona, and she had a really rough time getting on target. And then I taught her my trigger and she started implementing it
Mhm.
and then scores went,
What is your trigger? Tell
it's a
the
kiss.
world
It's a kiss. I mean, I put it on my shot process video too, but it's a kiss.
on your YouTube page. Was that on
Yep.
that one?
So
Well, I'll link that in the description of this one.
yeah.
So it's a kiss, like you're kissing the string.
Yep. So like when I shoot to get the string blur where I want it, I've always had my mouth open.
Hmm.
My jaw's been separated, so I anchor right between those two, the top and the
Hmm.
bottom, and create a vacuum, relax the lips a little bit, and I'll just make a small pop.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And I've been doing that since 23. Yeah. That was the year that I placed first or qualified first in every event.
Uh,
Every event.
Classic.
I
Oh,
ranked
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
ranked first at the Classic. I won indoor nationals, won indoor finals, won outdoor nationals. Trying to think what else. I shot a few like 900 rounds where I shot above Demmer's outdoor record, even though it doesn't count for anything, but
Right, right, right. Yeah.
has to be shot at NFAA nationals to count. But um, yeah, and then after that stellar year, I was still doing insurance at the time, not making great money. I had some pretty awesome deals with sponsors that if I had basically repeat that year, I would have doubled my income off of insurance, and that pressure didn't do very well. On
Yeah.
top of getting hurt, my shoulder bugged me. That was
Oh,
another.
that's right. You did mess that up. Yeah.
My shoulder, my shoulder was bum out for about a year, so I had to take off base. I didn't take off Lancaster and Vegas. I went anyway because I had already paid,
Hmm.
and I started that recovery mid-February, and I didn't get back to competing until August. So
That's
basically,
rough.
competitive season gone, and then just trying to get back in the swing of it after that was with everything else going on was difficult. But we're here now.
We're here. You're here for the long haul now.
Yep.
I love it.
Got
So
my shoulders better. I got
shoulders better. You're in
nothing
better
on
shape.
my. Yeah. Yep. I'm
Definitely. You
much better.
have to be. What's so obviously in a non-archery related discussion, and I know that you enjoy the paramedic side of things, but like what has been, and this is a question that people they don't ask. They ask the opposite of this. What has been your best experience within the fire department, paramedic world right now in your
So
short amount of time?
I
Best
don't
with
remember. I don't remember like
positivity.
specifics, right? But it's when you did your job, regardless if the patient's like able to understand what's going on.
Hmm.
But just being able to like get back in the ambulance after you drop them off at the hospital, knowing that you did everything right, you
Hmm.
really helped somebody out, you really served your purpose. Like that's what keeps me really excited to keep doing this. There's a lot of bogus calls to the clinic
Sure.
stuff to where like, hey, they don't need to go to the ER. They definitely don't
Mm.
need my service. They can
No.
just go see their primary care doctor
Yeah.
in a couple days and they'll be just
Yeah.
fine. But all the times where like, okay, my training paid off. I did what I was supposed to. I made a positive impact. This
That's
person will
amazing.
never know my name,
No.
hopefully never see me again, but I made a difference.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. A lot more people in the world should try to get involved in something like that. And even if you're not going to be a paid career person, no, and as you have seen personally, because I've showed you video, it is a complete shit show in the volunteer world in many, many places. Um, but it doesn't mean that there isn't a huge need that somebody can make a difference to help, prevent that. But the volunteer world and the career world are definitely two completely different atmospheres. There's no question. But still important nonetheless in the grand scheme of things. And you know, it's just cool. It's cool to see this whole thing come full circle for you, dude. I'm super happy for you. and your wife, which is so strange to say. I hope I can get out to see you guys in the future. But nonetheless, man, congratulations. Welcome back to the top of the podium.
Thank you.
Shout out all of your sponsors, all of the people who take care of you from that aspect because they deserve it.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've got, I mean, the people that I'm signed with right now that believe in me, you got Ramrods, Gas Bowstrings, Jaeger Archery Products, um, Winter Cutlery, the guy that makes my wrist sling that I love so much, Carbon Express arrows. I do like those nanos quite a bit. They do play well. And then Douglas Denton for making the best riser that's out on the market. So, and hopefully here soon, another set of riser and limbs. So,
Yeah, I'm happy for Doug. I don't want to get too off topic. It'll probably be another episode. Now, I just went off, like, this is my first episode being off from work. Work has been crazy. So I plan to kind of start hammering out some more episodes because of that. But Doug's definitely one that's on the short list because Doug is definitely is the best bow engineer in the world.
greatest
Um,
of our
and
time.
and he takes care of his people, he listens to people, he does all the things, and it's really easy to support people like that in this industry. It's a very small industry, but it's easy to support those people. So good stuff, man. Outstanding. I will link as much of those links and those people and stuff in the show comments so that you make sure that they all know that you're taking care of them on that end. I hope to see you. I don't know if I'm going to shoot Target Nationals. Evan still has a lot of, he just passed his EMT. So for those of you out there, Evan is my son. He's pursuing career firefighter. Also, he has taken up the most of my time with sports and whatnot this last year. He just passed EMT. Um, Fire One just got postponed because they couldn't get enough people, sadly. So he's probably gonna have to go to another county to do it, which is fine. And then he's just working with him to get his driver operator and get comfortable driving the apparatus and stuff. So he can get hired at maybe one of the smaller departments, like because around here you have some smaller ones that just hire based on certification and then they do on the job training and then you have some kind of like what they did with you, I think. You kind of like got hired right in and whatever. And then you have some that are strict. You go into the academy, forget everything you learned. We're going to teach you how to do what we
Oh,
want you to do. Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's going to throw a wrench into any competition for me for this year. His graduation party is this Saturday. So,
very nice.
but yeah, so it's all good. But anyway, thanks so much for being like the welcome back episode. You're the man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for all of your accomplishments, not just your podium, and look forward to updates. Where can everyone follow you moving forward? Make sure you shout out your YouTube page.
Yeah, so String Walkers Archery on YouTube. That's a channel that Zach and I have. We haven't been great about putting
It's
episodes.
hard.
We haven't been great about it. Zach just got a new job last month.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
I've obviously been, I have a laundry list of stuff in my life to take care of. So we wanted to drop my shot process because his shot process had a lot of views. They did very good, it performed very well. So we want to tell the world how the better shooter in Iowa shoots his bow.
I love it. He he is definitely has a unique approach to shooting. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah, and it's
that's a good video though. You make sure you all go check that out and check out their page. It's tough. Doing content is tough. Like, because it's so time
well,
consuming.
it's time consuming, and then in the same respect, like those people that perform at a high level generally don't have the greatest ability to distribute information, right? If you think of Zach, like I had to coax out a lot of stuff out of him,
Oh yeah.
try to get there. Demmer is good if you ask him, but like putting the information out there himself, if it's not from you or the push is, you know, He's not advertising himself how he does everything. It's usually
Yeah,
someone.
yeah. No, it's not. Here's the thing.
And I,
People,
I don't go walking around telling everybody how they should do stuff. I just do
no,
my.
you can't. You can't. I would say that was one of my biggest mistakes in the beginning is I was like, this is the way, this is the way, this way. And then as I matured as well as a barebow shooter, I realized like that's not how it is. There's nobody can ever do that. So you if you're gonna do a YouTube channel and that's what you're gonna say, this is the best way, this is the only way, or blah blah blah, like it, sooner or later people are gonna see through that. No matter even if you have like 1 ounce of success in some fashion, whether you're a coach or a shooter, um, and then that's what you push, which is what a lot of coaches do.
Mhm.
That's not gonna last long. People will see through that eventually. I
Zach and
think
Zach and I shoot different enough to where I feel like we can cover the majority of bases.
uh, y'all for sure. Well, except neither of you shoot a true non-trigger. So, but you know it,
Well, I don't know that
but
he
it's
I don't know that he still does the safety. He just does it when he starts getting antsy.
and that's fine. That's good. Like I think that's extremely intellectual. Like that's like a having that in your back pocket and shooting it enough and training enough to use it. It's kind of cool. I don't hate on it at all.
I just have to know myself, right? Like I'd shot the first two whole seasons, I think, non-triggered. I tried it immediately when I got in, and I found the downfalls of it. So I just tried to do the thing, shoot triggerless, and my brain is not wired for that. When I hunt, I have to hunt with a hinge because
Oh, I don't have with a
I just,
hinge, but
I just go bam.
yeah, I've killed deer with hinges and I've killed them with thumb releases and
I just,
index finger. I have no issues hunting whatsoever. I don't really have a ton of issues with barrel. My issue is just not shooting enough. Having the time to shoot. And that's what I was actually getting ready to say. Like people who want to spend the time producing content, doing podcasts, doing all those things, like it is nearly impossible to fully focus on being a really effective and um, the highest or the best shooter you can be when you have all of those other responsibilities because your brain just gets pulled in so many different directions. I will forever tell people like if you want to be a content creator or whatever that is, go do that. You know, that's 100% your way. If you really want to be like the best shooter you possibly can be, just focus on shooting.
yeah.
Shooting and training, just that, nothing else. Because when you start meshing the two, it just it's very difficult. It's very you'll never ever see. You'll see one or the other typically not. For those that can juggle it, kudos to them. I did, but only for a very short amount of time, maybe 2 years, that I was really, truly competitive. And that was in the very beginning when I was extra motivated and had all the extra time because my shop was open and I was shooting 7 days a week. And, you know, but as soon as that goes away, you have to like diligently put in the time or go do one or the other. So,
And
but
I think for me, something that helped me quite a bit because my time's very limited of what I get to do. One part is having a game plan. So like when I know that like, hey, I looked at the weather this week, it's not going to rain on this day, so I'm going to make sure that I spend 2 or 3 hours on this day shooting my angles and shooting my cuts. And I can do other inside stuff like refletching, doing stuff like that on days
mhm.
that I can't. So making sure that the stuff's prioritized. And the next piece is, and I don't know how to teach this. I don't know how to probably elaborate this in a way that doesn't make me seem incredibly arrogant. But I have to tell myself and truly believe that like I'm the best. I'm going to shoot these scores. It's like me to shoot these scores. Like I believe in my heart that I could walk out there and shoot this and I could be the top level competitor out of everybody there. Even with little practice, even with a poor tune, I believe that I could go out there and do this. And that's not like a fake it till you make it. It's like if somebody walked up to my porch right now, I haven't shot an arrow since trials. So it's like a week now at
Mhm.
this point. Somebody could walk up to my door and say, hey, I think I could outshoot you at a 50-meter round. And I haven't shot 50 meters in forever. I'd be like, all right, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's dance. right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who it is. It could be Eric Johnson knocking on my door here in Des Moines, Iowa, saying, we're going to do this. I'd say, bring it on. You're
Let's
going
go,
down.
Eric. Fly to
You're going.
US right now. Let's make it happen.
And it's not saying that that's what would happen.
No, 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 I know.
That's a mentality,
I
right?
know.
Like,
Hey,
I
that's a
have
respect
to
thing
believe
that the first person you name drop is our good friend Eric in a whole across the
that.
world.
I would say
You know what I
Demmer.
mean?
He's too busy.
Nah, well, forget
He's
that
too
guy.
busy gardening right now.
He is busy gardening right now. He definitely
Doing
has a green
a
thumb.
little dance out in
Yeah.
his
Oh
garden.
my gosh. Yeah. He's a knucklehead. He You know what though? Demmer is just that well, it's kind of similar to the way John's demeanor is. Like he doesn't care if he loses in any
Mhm.
way, shape, or form. And that careless approach is one of the things that makes him such an amazing competitor because he's just like, I'm just here to, no offense, but I'm here to beat you. And that's what's gonna happen. And then you know what? If I don't, yeah, well, whatever. I'm not worried about it.
Right.
Because you can't give your best shot if you don't take the right steps to do it. And if you're so worried about all the other things and, you don't quiet your mind to about the stuff that really matters in life, which you've learned to do, then, you've already lost before you've begun. So, no, it's great, man. I think it's people can learn from that. People need to learn that approach.
Shooting against Zach and with Zach all the time was
Yeah, it certainly
very
helps.
helpful because he jumped right in and would just boop, 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 right at the top. And then
Mhm.
very few people have been able to knock him off a perch.
Yeah,
So when he steps up, like he truly believes when he shoots against me that he's gonna beat me. It's no question. I'm gonna smoke him. Like, and it's gonna be bad.
hmm
It'll be a bloodbath. He thinks when he shoots against me, it's gonna be a bloodbath on my behalf.
yeah.
And when I step up against him, I think the same thing.
Yeah. And that's what you got to be. You can see it, and you can see it on both of you, but especially Zach since day one. Like his demeanor when he's shooting, like he kind of looks, Zach, I love you, buddy, but he kind of looks miserable, but he's not. He's just focused. He's like, I don't care. We've talked about it both like at the house and sidebar, and he's just focused. Like I'm here to do a thing. I'm not here to be your friend right now. I'll be your friend and I'll talk to you, but I'm here to do a thing. And that's to smoke everybody that's on this line right now and everybody else that's here. And it's like people can take that one way or take it the other. There's people who are there. Listen, there's people who shoot archery for the social reasons more than they are worried about winning, right? They're more worried about saying hi to everybody and giving hugs and shaking hands and doing all the things. That's cool. But you can definitely tell like Zach is just and you're the same way and you're focused. Yeah, you have a good time. Yeah, you smile and talk to people and you do your thing. But like that's part of being a competitor and being the best competitor that you can be is sounds a little cliche, but like he was just staying in your zone and not leaving that zone until the last arrow's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. You're gonna make a hell of a coach someday. Maybe that'll be on
Yeah.
your to-do list. You should do that.
We'll see. I do a little bit at the shop, the bow
hmm
shop,
What's the name of the shop?
archery field and sports. So
That's where you guys shoot indoors, right?
yeah. And we built
Yeah.
a field course out there and a 3D course.
Nice.
Yep. So Roland did most
Field
of
and 3D or just field?
field and 3D. So
Awesome.
we got over 14 targets by now. 14, 15.
Has has your barebow growth increased out there yet? No.
There's a
Too many
handful.
hunters.
There's a handful in the state. But
I meant like your shop, your specific area in Des Moines, right? Is that
grew
where
by
that's at as well?
it grew by 100% when Zach started shooting and then hasn't grown since.
It's
So
disappointing.
yeah,
But it is what it is. Like you're in like the hunting capital of the Midwest in some ways, so it's kind of to be expected, I guess.
yeah. So
But that season's coming too, bud.
it is, yeah. So I'll have my Iowa tags, and then I have a South Dakota tag.
Um,
Go
what
hunt
do you hunt with?
right now, like with bow, a
Yeah.
Matthews.
You're gonna hunt with a compound.
Arc 34.
Why
That thing,
not?
that thing
Why not?
pounds. I
I have my RX-9. I still love it, but
yeah,
bow's a bow.
I have no issue. I have no issue with the Hoyt hunting bows. I just
No, that's the one that landed in your hands and use it, whatever. Doesn't
shoots.
matter.
Oh, I'm very pleased. Very well pleased. I'm a little disappointed I can't go to those bow hunter games. Just time. I don't know that I would have a legitimate shot, but I am pretty sound with a compound bow. I can shoot pretty
Mm,
well.
yeah. Most barebow shooters are because
Yeah.
your mind with a compound is it's it's really quiet with a compound because there's just no stress at full draw at all. You
And
just
now with
let
a
that
hinge.
pup.
Now with a
What's
hinge.
that?
Now with a hinge.
Yeah, I I don't have a preference either way. I prefer a hinge for target, but I shoot a thumb pretty damn well, so
I
I'm a
just
huge Stan
I
fan.
just get punchy. That's the thing.
I don't get punchy,
My
which is
last
weird, but
my last hunt in South Dakota, the last time I hunted with the button, I threw my hinge in the box, in my clothes box, just to have it for a backup. I missed 3 deer
with the thumb,
with the thumb button because I just punch it before the pin is anywhere close. And I'm like, this is stupid. So I
really?
sighted in at like 10 o'clock at night with my pickup lights and a camp light. I sighted in out at 50 yards with the hinge.
Yeah.
And I killed one the next morning.
What hinge is it?
It's an ultra view.
Oh, okay.
So I'll try some stands this year.
Yeah.
I don't know what
My
I
favorite hinge, because I used to shoot when I do shoot compound, I still shoot my HBC, the brass HBC, and the True Ball HT was because it's kind of lighter, was my favorite hinge to hunt with.
I think the
Um,
HQ is like everybody's favorite hinge when they
yeah,
make. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't, you know, but last year,
I don't know where my
I
hinge is at currently, so I got to find a new one.
whoops.
What's
Well, I don't know, but I'm a big Stan fan, so I'm just rocking the thumb button right now. For hunting season coming. Actually, I'm probably gonna pick up I just got cleared to start shooting from that incident in the fire a couple weeks ago. So they said, yeah, that'll be good for your PT. So you actually can do that as that's a good thing to do. So probably gonna start with barebow and then jump into the compound and get ready for hunting season, but do a little bit of both. But that's on the next week's agenda. So we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be probably a nightmare for me, but entertaining for everybody else. But anyway, good stuff, man. Well, listen, good luck with the remainder of your competition season and everything you get to. I hope we get to see each other, if not next winter. Um, I will definitely be shooting Lancaster next year. There's no question because I'm not officiating, not umpiring, not doing any of that stuff anymore. Just working and being a husband and gonna start shooting archery again. So pretty excited about that. Uh, all right, brother. Congrats once again. I appreciate you. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And make sure everybody go follow Robby, support his endeavors, subscribe to his YouTube page with Zach, and make sure you check out all of his sponsors because they're all good people and they're doing good things for the sport. So, all right, dude, be safe out there. Thinking about